Jai Jai Sri Radhe. This Kartik class is 2024. We're discussing Krishna KARNAMRITA. We're on verse number 23, which in the commentary by Krishnas Maharaj, he says this describes Rasa Lila because Krishna's flute is there. Basically, he says, Radharani is speaking this verse. She's feeling separation from Krishna when he left all the gopis, including her, the Rasa Lila. So she's hankering for the darshan of Krishna and glorifying his supreme beauty and wanting to see him and hear his flute music. We described it a little bit yesterday. So Radharani is saying, according to Krishna's Maharaj, it can be the sadhaka Gopal Thakur himself hankering for darshan of Krishna, hankering to hear his flute sound, or it even be taken from internal viewpoint of being Radharani hankering for Krishna's darshan. So it says, when shall I, means Radharani, see the youthful Krishna, who is the indefeatable king of all exquisitely beautiful, handsome men. When shall I experience that, see Krishna like that, flooding the nectar of his flute sound, endowed with all kinds of musical embellishments. So we heard a little bit description of that yesterday, all different kinds of tan and ragas and very skillful musical playing of the flute. Indra, Deva, and Brahma are very good musicians, but when they hear Krishna's flute playing, they become really bewildered. His flute playing amazes and astonishes even the best musicians in the universe. So, commentary, because this is, the idea of this verse is feeling separation from Krishna and hankering to see him and remembering his beautiful form. So he discusses these verses are full of the lamentation of separation. They express otsukya, which means anxiety, eagerness and anxiety to see Krishna. And then Ananta Babaji describes, because the verse is about viraha, which viraha means separation, so he describes two aspects of Krishna's Lila. Lila being together with Krishna, union with Krishna, and Leelas in separation. So what are the Leelas of separation? What are they? I asked the question, what are the major pastimes that involve viraha ras, separation? What's the sequence? Purvarag means falling in love. Ma means anger and jealousy. Prema Vaishitya. Now you finally got with your lover, but you feel you're separated even though you're sitting on his lap. Vaishya. Get a chair. Is that Nitai?
Go there.
This is Nitai Das. The one and only. There's a chair, Nitai, there's a chair behind you.
Go there.
Right, Nitai, the chair we got for you.
I want to sit close to you because my hearing is very bad.
Okay, bring the chair here. Go, Paul, bring the chair.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome, Nitai.
Radhe.
He's an old Raganagi Bhakta.
No.
Since, I don't know, 40 years or so, 45 years, he's been doing Manjari Baba Upasana And he's the senior Vaishnavas, the relic one. His high dog. So we're reading this verse from Krishna Karnamrita and Ananta Babaji's commentary. So he describes these two aspects of Krishna's Leela, Vipralamba or Vira, separation, and Sambhog union. So what are some examples of Sambhog Leela? Holy, Rasleela, Bhamihar, Jalkeli, drinking honey wine. What else? Ratikeli. Yeah, that's good. Although it's Sambhog. Okay, so what does he say about that? It's interesting because he describes how all the acharyas are always saying that separation is greater bliss than union. So obviously this idea doesn't register with our material mind or experience. We don't have any framework of comparison. That's why we can understand that separation, transcendental energy, or in Krishna's Leela, is solely transcendental, beyond our conception and beyond our perception. We've never seen it, we never felt it. And we have a phrase in English, out of sight, out of mind. Or they describe, there's one astrologer described the nature of Capricorn. Capricorn means, what's that in Hindi for that? Capricorn.
Bichu.
Yeah,
That's
Capricorn. Makara, yeah, like Capricorn we think is a horse with a horn, but Capricorn means some kind of fish. Anyway, Capricorn, one astrologer described the nature of Capricorn. If he or she is not with the one they love, they love the one they're with. So there's no idea that separation is more pleasure than union. But so what did he say? He said, not as far as he said. So, but the bottom line is that Sambhog and Vipralamba are two types of Shringarati, erotic ras. There's a saying that Vira, separation, nourishes Sambhog. So we have that phrase in English, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So in separation from one we love, our mind starts seeing them in the mind, we start hankering more for them, remembering them more, their good qualities, and overlooking all the bad qualities we fight about when we're together. When we're together, we fight about all the bad qualities. When we're separated from our lover, we start hankering to be with all those good qualities that our lover carries and represents and presents to us. So that's why I say absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what the Ananta's idea is here. Like they say, when Radharani is with Krishna, she experiences one Krishna in her senses. But when she's separated from Krishna, she experiences Krishna everywhere, in her mind, in her inner senses. And she even sees hallucination of Krishna. Every tumultree appears like Krishna. And every peacock seems like Krishna. And then Vrindavan is full of peacocks and full of tumultree. So that means when Radha is in separation from Krishna, she sees thousands and thousands of Krishna. There's thousands of tumultree and thousands of peacocks. But when she's with Krishna, she just sees one Krishna with one peacock feather. We should not, so as he said, so because Nadas makes a point, then he asks a question. He says, because Vira nourishes Sambhog, separation nourishes union, so therefore separation can't be a separate independent ras. It's only part of Sambhog. He said, so we should not call Vira a ras. Why do we call it a separate ras? There's the answer. Vira not only nourishes Sambhog, but also results in the lovers expressing some very deep and special sentiments in Swaran and Swaran, and which means when they remember each other and when they have visions of each other and while actually seeing each other. So whether they're thinking of them, the lover and beloved, or having visions of them in Sporti or Viswarti, or have Sakshatkar Darshan, direct union and meeting, there's different sentiments that are generated by the mood of vira, the feeling of separation. Hence, vira ras has gained a special position in the science of ras. The Rasic Jans say of Milan and Vira is superior. Because in meeting, or Milan means meeting, the beloved gains Krishna alone, while in Vira, everything in the universe becomes full of Krishna. The whole universe becomes full of Krishna. So, today I ask another question. You may ask, when sporty vision stops or ends, then the pains of separation return and become intolerable. Just like the analogy is given in nighttime. If it's a rainy season, monsoon season, and there's lightning in the sky, your eyes, the lightning makes your eyes contract even more, because when the darkness there, the pupil expands, and lightning is so bright, brilliant light makes your eye pupil contract, and you can't see anything at all, even less. So when separation, you have a vision of Krishna, it's like a blast of lightning. When you're separated, you feel darkness, then you get some vision, swarthy, then lightning, so you say, oh, I see Krishna. Then when you lose that vision, or lose that darshan, then the darkness, the pain of separation doubles. That's the analogy. It's not mentioned by other places. So he said, when the pain of viras becomes intolerable, so how can we call viras superior to meeting? The answer is that the pain of vira is a characteristic, is a symptom, a characteristic of Ladni Shakti and Samved Shakti, of Bhagavan, Sri Krishna. Hence, although it appears externally as painful and unbearable, is actually supremely blissful. In other words, Sambhog is made of bliss, Ladni Shakti, and separation, vira, is also made of bliss, Ladni Shakti, bliss, satisfaction, but it's a different flavor. So that's what he's trying to explain there. He cites different acharyas glorifying separation over union. But when push comes to shove, the whole goal of Leela is to bring, Leela means to accept the embraces. Leela, love means lay low, take, accept. Li means alingata. Lingata means embrace. So it's a little hard to embrace your lover if she's in London. She's in France, not London. She's in France. And you're in Radhakund. So the idea is if they're there, close by, it's better. So Leela means, so basically all Raghunath Bhakti, all meditation, all Manjari Seva, is the purpose of all the meditation is to bring Radha and Krishna together. Sambhog Milan. We're not endeavoring to separate them. But it happens. We have messengers being sent between Radha and Krishna, not to break them apart, but to unify them. There's no messengers that are appointed to, well, messenger is Krishna's behavior. Krishna's behavior causes separation, because one type of separation is Madan, and it's not Radharani's fault. It's Krishna's fault. A Haitaki man or Haitaki, with a cause or without a cause. But the ultimate cause is Krishna. So Krishna brings Radharani's man upon himself. It adds a little spice, a little more flavor to the exchange. So what does Sanatana Goswami said? When we experience separation, vira, in the beginning, the memory of the dear one gives rise to a raging fire in the heart. In other words, when you're separated, like when Radharani's separated from Krishna to the man, she's very angry. She's burning with anger. She doesn't want to see anything black. She tells Shamala Saki to stay home. I don't want to see anybody named Shamala Saki. I don't want to have to think about your name or anything. But if she comes in the Sangha, the Saki Samaj, Radharani's going to say, oh, hi Shamala. So Radharani tells Rupa Mandri, go to that dark Saki. Go to that dark complexion Saki and tell her to stay home for a few days. Why? Tell her I don't want anything to do with that name. And when she goes out and she, in the rainy season, sees a cloud, what does she do?
Umbrella.
She puts up a white umbrella. The umbrellas are black. So that will intensify her anger. She puts up a white umbrella. What about the cudgel around her eyes? No cudgel. What about blue sapphire bangles?
No blue sapphire bangles.
What about blue sari?
No blue sari.
No blue sari, red sari. Fired up. Red means love and passion, and red means hatred also. So she doesn't want anything to do with anything black. She, at nighttime, when it's nighttime, she's in a room, she has the Sakis burn 100 oil lamps. At nighttime, her palace of our sun looks like midday sunshine. Sometimes in rainy season, if she has to go out and pick flowers for a Surya Puja, she wears a blindfold so she doesn't see the rain clouds. And Lita holds her hands and walks her through the flowers. Here's some flowers here, here's some flowers here. But Sanatana Goswami is saying, when Vira separation first begins, there's a burning sensation which gives rise to infinite sorrow and misery. Even with all this, the sorrow and misery culminates in supreme joy and causes a sporty of inexpressible bliss. Thus, Vira separation is more praiseworthy than the joy produced by Milan. So when you meet someone on a regular basis that you love, you feel a certain joy and happiness. But the joy of meeting and separation when you're angry and you find me is higher. That's what Sanatana Goswami is saying. There's some special joy. This is realized why we can't approach this, why we can't understand this, why we can't feel this. Here's why. This realization is only perceived and understood by Rasik Vaishnava. Rasik Vaishnava is one who's basically reached the stage of Baba Bhakti. They can relish the combination of 5 different Babas which produce rasa. Before that is some reflection, some abhas of the experience. So Rasik Vaishnavas are few and far between. They understand that the joy of separation is greater than the joy of union. Now he quotes the actual verse from Brihad Bhagavatamrita, part 1, chapter 7, verse 125 and 26. Well, this same idea is also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The taste of love and separation is like chewing hot sugar, is like drinking hot sugarcane juice. It's too hot to drink and too sweet to resist. You know, this sugarcane juice, you could smell the sugar And you know the taste, what it's like, because you had it before. So you want to take a big gulp of it, a big sip of Ganaras. But it's like hot, it's like boiling. So it's too sweet to resist and too hot to drink. So he said, the pleasure of loving during separation is like like drinking hot sugar cane juice. Although your mouth is burning, you don't want to give it up. Only one who has gone through this phase of love knows its value. It's like poison mixed with nectar. This is something that we'll experience in Prakat Lila in Vrindavan. When we finally get there, Prakat Lila in the Bhava Vrindavan, where Krishna's Prakat manifest pastimes are going on. And we develop our bhav from prema to sneha, man, pranaya, rag, anurag, and bhava, mahabhav. Then we'll be able to experience this bliss of viraha, the love of prema. But then he describes, which we already talked about, 4 types of Vipralambha: Purva, Rag, Man, Prema, Vachitta. What's the 4th one?
When Krishna is about
Pravas. So Pravas, what does the word mean?
Krishna is far away. Krishna is far away.
Vas means residence, living. Prav is a prefix which means far, difficult, far, etc. Excessive. So it means he's living far away. It means separation due to traveling. Either gone to a very distant forest in Brajmandal for cow tending, maybe gone left underground, gone to Kamban or some faraway forest, or even gone to Mathura or Dwarka. This all comes under the category of Pravas. Pravas Vipralambha. Pravas is further classified into two types of pravas, voluntary and involuntary. So what is that explained now? Voluntary pravas is again 2 types, short distance and long distance. Short distance voluntary, in other words, Krishna willfully does this, is going out for grazing the cows, Gocharan Leela, or long distance going to Mathura. Long distance, Mathura is only 8 kilometers from Vrindavan. Well, from Barsana and Nandagram, it's about 25 kilometers. It's not very long, but it's long because of this is the pinnacle of Madhurya, and that's a mixture of Madhurya, Aishwarya, Mathura. So Madhurya doesn't like to mix up with Aishwarya. So because of that, Aishwarya becomes a huge roadblock, becomes a wall, a China wall around Mathura. So, because sometimes people ask the question, why didn't the gopis just hop on a bullock cart and go off to Mathura? It would take a couple hours, they'd be in Mathura, they can meet Krishna. But it's not a matter of geographical distance, it's a matter of Aishwarya versus Madhurya. The Aishwarya blocks, they can't enter that Aishwarya. They have no access to that, no interest to that. Only in Madhurya Vrindavan, Radharani feels at home and comfortable. When she went to Kurukshetra, met Krishna from Dwarka, she said, "You're the same Krishna, I'm the same Radharani. Well, all these elephants, all these chariots, I can't experience you here. I can't reach you here. I can't connect with you here. I can't relate to you here. You're a king, you're a commander of armies. I want to go back to Yamuna, the forest of Vrindavan, under the full moon of Sharad season, and sing and dance and romance. So let's get in this chariot and go back to Vrindavan." And Krishna said, "I'm coming back, but not now." So of course Krishna did return. The chariots tell that, but so in other words, the setting, the place is very important. Nowhere in the universe is equal to the sweetness, intimacy of Vrindavan. So he says, this verse describes, this verse is 23, where Radharani is feeling separation from Krishna and hankering to see his beautiful form and to hear his flute playing. It shows her anxiety, which is a symptom of separation. When lovers are separated, they feel very anxious, wondering when they'll meet, when the separation will end. Lita Sakhi and other Sakhis are consoling Radharani. Leela Shuk's voice is expressing, his verse is voicing Radharani's lamentation. She's saying, as the verse is saying, when will I see that Krishna Kishore showering nectar with his flute? This means, because the words there, kada means when. Kabe, kada. When will I see Krishna and hear his flute? Krishna and his flute are inseparable. That's why Radharani got the Kurukshetra, he said, who are you? You have a dagger, you have a knife in your belt. I know you are having a Murli, having a flute in your dhoti. Now you have a knife. I feel cut by this knife. Where's the Vamshi? Vamshi Kahan, Murli Khan, where's the Murli? So, we read this part of this purport is repeated from a previous verse on this page 104 about the glories of Krishna's flute. He repeated this, so I'm going to go to another point. On line 3 of this verse, he describes Krishna's beauty. Mordavi Shiktam Madhur Akriti Nam, which means that Krishna is a crest jewel. Murda means head. Abhishektam means a crest jewel of all sweet and beautiful forms. Madhur Akriti. Madhur means sweet, beautiful. So, Ananta quotes a song by Chandidas that describes the beauty of Krishna on page 106. Krishna has unparalleled sweetness. There's no expansion in the whole spiritual world that compares with Krishna. Lakshmi Devi is the role model for all chaste women. She's a proof that Krishna is sweeter than Narayan, because she got tempted by Krishna's sweetness. She gave up all the luxury and opulence of Vaikuntha and came to Vrindavan, to Bilvavan, across from Keshigat, across the Yamuna, to do tapa, to austerity, to try to get the blessing of the rich Basi. Has anyone seen that Lakshmi Devi Murti? What is her mudra? What is her pose? Why is she standing or sitting?
Sitting.
What pose is she sitting?
Like praying.
She's sitting in Padmasana, Lakshmi Yogini, because she's doing austerities. What is she eating? In Vaikuntha she eats Chavan Bhog.
Khichdi.
No. Dry
That's the one
leaves.
wants to hear.
Dry leaves from
So in Magh Mahina. What does she eat?
dry leaves that falls from the tree.
She's Bilva Patra. 11 months a year she eats leaves. 1 month she eats bale juice. Bale fall. Bale fruit becomes ripe in the summer, because in the summer your digestion goes off, because your belly gets too hot, get a lot of diarrhea. So Krishna makes bale fruit, bilva fall, veil fruit is control is good for diarrhea. It stops, it works. And that fruit becomes ripe and available in 1 month a year in May. Just see the beauty of Krishna's creation. So she's not eating chopping mode. She's doing austerity. So she's seeing a yogi doing austerity. Why is her hands folded?
Begging.
She's begging. For what?
Let's say Brajvasis.
Everybody comes with folded hands before Lakshmi and begs for bucks. Bucks, money. And Lakshmi has folded hands. She's begging all the Brajvasis for Bob. She's begging for Bob. She wants Gopi Bob from the Brajvasis. Oh, Brajvasis, take my darshan. Please bless me with your Gopi Bob, with your Braja Bob. I have Siddha, but I don't have Siddha Bob. She had a female root. She was very beautiful, no one more beautiful than Lakshmi. But she didn't have the Bob, so Krishna said. Krishna met her one day. This is described in Skanda Padma Purana. Krishna met Lakshmi Devi in Balavan. So what are you doing here? I'm doing austerities. And Krishna said, you're very beautiful. You're very beautiful, look like a gopi. But there's one thing missing. She said, what? You ain't got no Bob. You don't have Bob, you don't have Gopi Bob. So body is nice, beautiful, elegant, stylish, everything. But the main thing is your Bob, your emotions, your attitude, your outlook. And then there's another pastime where Yogamaya came and did a test of Lakshmi Devi. Yogamaya said, listen, I'm in charge of arranging everyone in Braj to meet and get together with Krishna in various ratis, various ratis and leelas. I arrange all the leelas. But what's your objective? What do you want? I want to dance and rasa dance with Krishna. I want to be in a kunja with Krishna. So the Yogamaya gave Lakshmi Devi a quiz. Well, you want to be a Brajagopi, you have to get married and run away from your husband when Krishna plays the flute. Can you run away from your husband? I said, what? No. That's Pati, I'll be married. I have to follow my Pati Dharma. I can't give up my husband. What are you talking about? That's a dharmic. So I said, okay, that sounds good. Let me ask you another question. So you failed the first question. First part of the exam, you failed. You can't become a gopi because you can't run away from your husband. And the second question, can you milk a cow? Or can you make cow dung patties and cook chapatis on cow dung? She said, what are you talking about? We have so many servants and I couldn't do all this stuff. I can't do that. So the Yogamaya said, listen, you keep doing austerity. So Krishna himself met Lakshmi Devi in Balavan, and she failed his test. Then Yogamaya bestowed compassion on Lakshmi Devi and gave her a second chance. She failed that too. So she's still there, she's still there. 5,000 years sitting in Balavan, begging for Bob. So Gopi Bob is not so easy to get. How many years we have to live in Vrindavan, begging Brajvasis for Gopi Bob? I hope not that many. The Mahaprabhu is very merciful, that's our good fortune. Nitai Gaur, Sitanath will give us some special mercy. Sooner than later, we'll attain perfection. By bhajan and Guru Kripa and Brajvasi Kripa. So, Janidas describes the beauty of Krishna. Someone has distilled nectar, has concentrated nectar, and poured it into Shyam's glossy, beautiful form. He has replaced Krishna's eyes with kanjan birds. Kanjan birds are what kind of bird?
Wagtail birds, yeah.
The hummingbird? Or,
No, wagtail birds there.
very fidgety.
Yeah.
Eyes going, always moving here and there. Who has extracted the nectar from the moon and condensed it in Krishna's face? This is Shanidas asking. He's trying to make some comparison of Krishna's face to different objects. Who has squeezed the flower nectar to make the red flowers to make Krishna's cheeks? Who has taken the juice from red bimba berries to make Krishna's lips? And who has taken elephant trunks to make Krishna's arms? Who has made Krishna's throat like a conch? And who has made Krishna's voice as sweet as a cuckoo, coil? Who has churned turmeric to make his color of his dhoti? Who has taken blue sapphires and polished them smooth to make his beautiful chest? Who has adorned Krishna with Vaijayanti Mala and filled him with splendor? Tell me, who has placed mirrors on his fingernails and toenails? Shanidas could take darshan of Krishna for millions and millions of years. So it must be very beautiful in Brajboli or whatever language Shanidas wrote in some. What language Shanidas wrote it? Brajboli or something? Brajboli or something. Some kind of Brijbasi mixed language. It must be very beautiful in the original language. Govinda Das, this is standard of Ananta Das's commentaries. He often quotes bhajans, Bengali songs, to illustrate his points. Because no one is more poetic and more talented more imaginative and creative than poets. They say, there's a term I heard Satyanarayan Das wrote. He said, Kavi Samsara. He said something like this. He said, Kavi Samsara. He said the poet creates his own world. Because samsara means world, means like the world of birth and death. So samsara kavi. The kavi, poet, with his language, he creates his own world. Tries to paint a picture with his words. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but poets take a few words and create the same picture. That's their expertise. Of course, in English language, it doesn't really come across so clearly or so beautifully or sweetly. But Govinda Das describes Krishna's beauty, because in verse 23 we're discussing Radharani's hankering and separation to see Krishna's beauty. So Ananta Das spends 4 pages of the commentary to describe Krishna's beauty, because he's a lover of Radha and Krishna. So one who loves Radha and Krishna will love to hear about their beauty every single day, all the time. So First, Ananta glorifies Govinda Das's poetry, Govinda Kaviraj. His poetry, is this right? What time is it? Is it right? He glorifies Govinda Das before he quotes his poem. He says his poems are flooded with sweet literary ras as well as bhakti ras. He's expert at composing poems full of bhav. He has described Krishna's beauty thus. Tender loveliness surges and waves from Krishna's smile, which make the comedy faint. Who is this Nagar? Nagar means playboy, lover, village lover, Nagar. Who I'm seeing, my patience has gone far away. My heart is in agony, I'm always full of tears. Krishna is full of playfulness. His body is swaying with laughter. And his eye glances are like arrows. The garland of malati flowers swinging on Krishna's chest. And black bees are hovering around the garland and buzzing. The chandan dots on his forehead are sparks that strike my heart. I am too ashamed to admit that this vision of Krishna has caused my innermost being to suffer from some unknown fever. Means that this Gopi, probably Radharani, is on fire with loving attraction for Krishna by seeing his beauty. Still, my wretched heart continues to beat in separation from Krishna. Govinda Das concludes by saying, I don't know what will happen to me. This is Radharani saying, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I've been struck by the beauty of Krishna. My heart is burning with desire to meet Krishna. Now he quotes another poem by Govinda Das. This is the fourth or fifth poem. Then he says, if, this to the readers, that's what he's saying. If you're a worshiper of Braja Ras, you will relish the sweet form of Krishna. If you are a worshiper of Braja Ras, you will relish it, and the sweet form of Krishna will play in your heart, sport in your heart. In other words, by hearing these descriptions, by hearing these poems describing Krishna's form, Krishna should manifest in the heart and play in your heart. That will take a lot of adhikar to have that experience. A lot of qualification we require. And this is the wish and hope of Ananta Babaji. But apparently he's experiencing all this himself. So he's encouraging us to try to catch a drop of it. So Govinda Das goes on to describe Krishna's beauty. Krishna is dark and glossy. He has tinkling anklets, and bees hover around the flowers tied on his top knot, and he casts sidelong glances. Oh, my dear Saki, what did I see on the banks of Yamuna? It was that romantic Nagar, Kanu. My heart is beating so fast, I couldn't even walk home, I had to sit down. His crown of peacock feathers is shining like the full moon and waving in the breeze. He's playing the flute sweetly with a sweet smile on his lips. His body, Krishna's body, is so full of amorous ras that he has to lean on the kadamba tree. He's leaning on the tree, playing the flute. He's drunk with his own ras. His own prema has intoxicated him. So he's leaning on the tree, playing the flute, seducing Radharani. His body is so full of love ras that he leans on the kadamba tree. Look how he fools around. Look, I don't know, this English little colloquial. Look how Krishna fools around with the lives of young, respectable, chaste girls. Fools around. He's tempting them. He's tempting them, seducing them. He's not affected. He's not affected by them. He's like, he's driving them crazy. Kanu's ears are decorated with dancing, playful earrings, and he's dressed in a yellow dhoti. And his feet are beautiful as pink lotus flowers. At which poet Govindadas is ready to sacrifice everything for Krishna. So Govindadas is in the mood of a Saki. He's saying, I'm writing about this beautiful Krishna, and I too, like a gopi, am becoming crazy in love with Krishna. So he closes the poem saying, I'm also crazy to meet him and see him. Who's that? Who's that? Your mother. Okay, that's nice. Oh, where's the mom's from? Now he quotes Lochan Das. And he says, in his drama, Lochan Das, Ramananda Roy wrote a famous drama called Jagannath Vallabha, Natakam. And Lochan Das made a poetic translation of that description of Krishna's form in that book. So the inspiration for Lochan Das's poem was a book by Ramananda Roy called Jagannath Vallabha Natakam. He's a drama. Dear Saki, who is that Nagar, that ocean of Ras, standing beneath the Ashok tree and pouring forth waves of sweet lavanya? When I gaze at Sham, I become hypnotized. My eyes forget to blink. Now she's transfixed. She's staring. The Saki is staring at the beauty of Krishna. Krishna, Sham, resembles a soft blue lotus blooming in all its splendor. His clothing is the color of molten gold. It is so enchanting that he can seduce any respectable woman. Krishna's restless eyes are the arrows of Kamadev. Whoever is struck by Krishna's arrows loses all sense, shame, and righteousness. These qualities are easily thrown away. Krishna's earrings are brilliant and shaking. His top knot is so tempting that male and female bees are orbiting around his top knot, happily drinking the nectar of that flowers wrapped in that top knot. Krishna stands in a threefold bending form, holding the flute and playing it sweetly, so sweetly. Lochan Das says, "This Shamachan Rai is enchanting the world." Now he quotes another poem. Two things can happen by this narration. You can fall asleep, or you can drink the nectar of Krishna's beauty with your ears. So this is another Mahajan. We don't know what Mahajan. Hearing this, Madanika Saki started laughing and said, "So now you saw that Nagar Sham, who is the topmost beautiful man, with your own eyes. He is the one I've been telling you about all along." In other words, one Gopi's been talking about Krishna, and this Gopi never saw Krishna. So one day this Gopi Madanika took her girlfriend, "I'll show you Krishna. Please look at that sweet beauty, for he will drive away all your sorrows. He is a Nagar with an ocean of rust. The bird, he is known as this bird, the bird-like hearts of all the young maidens are perched on the branches of the wish-fulfilling tree known as Krishna." This poet, the Madan, is saying the hearts of the gopis became birds, and they're all perched on the branches of the tamal tree known as Krishna. Now the hearts are perched on his arms and his head, his chest, his legs. They're totally crazy about his beautiful body. The hearts are like birds. He's a poet, they create their own world with their words. He is supremely chief, beautiful chief of all, best of all dancers. He is the love of God himself. He is so full of rust, so sweet. He is a abode of all excellences. My dear Saki, whoever looks at him, his sweet form even once, suddenly finds the skirts of her dress, the strings of her dress come undone spontaneously. So there's a rope holding up her dress, like yoga pants, or petticoat or whatever, slip. And you look at Krishna, Doom, Nikaldo. Capra Nikaldo. Your dress gets loose. The poet looks on, and her dress comes undone and falls off, and she loses all her honor and dignity. Poet Lochan Das is absorbed in this beauty and floating on the waves of it. Krishna, imagine the scene of heaven. Because we're also going to be gopis someday, and our skirts are all together. When Krishna plays the flute, right away his skirt's going to fall off. What's going to happen to the Manjari skirts? If she falls, we fall. If she's happy, we're happy. She's unhappy, we're unhappy. She cries, we cry. She laughs, we laugh. Her skirt falls off. Her skirt falls off. Amazing. So now this is not a particular poet, but it's saying this is not just paraphrasing all these ideas himself. Oh Saki or Saka or whatever, oh friend, please surrender to Nandandan. Sri Nandandan. He is so beautiful that Chandradev swoons, faints on seeing Krishna's face. Krishna's hair tumbles upon his flower garland, and he sports a attractive tilak. His face is very brilliant. His makar kundala dangling from his ears swings softly. His arched eyebrows are like the bows of the love god. His sharp, sidelong glances are like flower-tipped arrows being shot from the bows of his eyebrows. If Krishna's glances pierce the heart of any noble lady, she is sure to lose her life. Oh, this is more Lochanda. Krishna is sweetly cultivating and oozing so much ras that hundreds of Kamadevis faint on seeing Krishna. So one Saki said, isn't Krishna's appearance very seductive, my dear? Krishna is like the rising full moon in the clear sky. Oh, Priya. Krishna is the embodiment of beauty. His hair and top knot is decorated with flowers. Oh, Priya. A peacock feather flies on top of his hair. The chandan dot on his forehead looks like a rising full moon. Shyam Sundar deliberately swings his makar kundala. They don't have to swing, but he deliberately makes them swing. Why? To destroy the chastity of all chaste women. That's what he said. His flower-tipped arrows of his darting glances destroy all peace of my mind. Hey, listen, Saki, where did he get so much beauty? I'm losing myself on looking at him. The poet Lochan has drowned in Krishna's ocean of beauty, and he can't help but wonder how enchanting Nagar is. Krishna's Maharaj comments on this verse 23. It says, Leela Shuk is telling one Saki in his Siddhaya, so this is from Saki perspective. Listen, Saki, the supremely beautiful Krishna is sending a message to Radharani by playing his flute. He's asking Radharani to go to the Sankhet Kunj. Oh, when will we see Krishna? Now in Sadhaka Rup, now that's in Saki Rup, internal, now external, this verse can be taken externally as Sadhaka Rup. Leela Shuk tells his devotee friends, when will I see Krishna playing his flute so beautifully? So that's basically the meaning of the verse. It's all about Krishna's beauty and his flute playing. So tomorrow we'll start verse 24. Jai Jai Sri Radhe.